Welcome back. Hoping everyone a happy holiday season. And tonight we'll tell you who's been wearing a boot for several weeks after a hairline fracture.
And is COVID 19 still on the search in Latah and Whitman County? Murrow News 8 starts now.
Murrow News 8 starts right now.
Good evening. I'm Andrew Bartline.
And I'm Cameron Limes. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
As of this morning, Whitman County's had 22 deaths due to the COVID-19 virus. There are currently 5 people hospitalized in Whitman County. Whitman County is seeing an increase in transmission with 577 cases per 100,000 people over the past week. Latah County saw their third death due to the virus on Friday. That's also the county's second death in less than a week.
The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Fauci, said on Sunday that the U.S. may see, quote, a surge upon surge of coronavirus cases in the weeks after Thanksgiving, end quote. Fauci also says that he does not expect to see any changes in the recommendations for social distancing for Christmas.
Moderna says they will ask the FDA for authorization of its COVID-19 vaccine. Moderna is the second company after Pfizer to seek authorization to use its vaccine. Pfizer is having a public health hearing on December 10th. Moderna is scheduled for the 17th. After either of these hearings, the FDA could approve the vaccine, and it would be distributed within 24 hours after the approval.
Joe Biden has suffered a hairline fracture on his right ankle. Biden received the injury while playing with one of his dogs. The fracture is minor, according to doctors, and will require Biden to wear a boot for several weeks.
Moscow City Hall will remain closed for a walk-in business. According to Pullman Radio, city business can only be conducted by phone, email, or appointment through December 12th.
Moscow police are looking for help identifying 2 people accused of stealing from the Tri-State Outfitters. Police received a report back on the 23rd. Anyone with information about the 2 are asked to call the officer, John Rosinski, at the number on your screen.
Yesterday, a fire alarm went off in Martin Stadium. You could hear it all the way from College Hill. Investigators were there much of Sunday afternoon. Fire trucks lined the north side of the stadium. That's between the ticket office and Newberry track. There, a spokesperson for the fire department told Murrow News 8 there was no fire. It was just a mechanical issue that set off the alarm.
Well, if you blinked, you missed it. Some weird weather going on this morning. A gloomy start to the day soon turned to snow, forming a thin blanket, but soon burned off. Then some high winds after that, followed by some rain. But by the looks of things now, it seems to be a calm November day. We have Asher Line reporting for us right now. Asher, what's the weather looking like?
Thanks, Cameron. Yeah, it was a little weird this morning in Pullman, and moving forward, things will kind of feel as cold or roughly around the same temperature, but it'll definitely look a lot different, which most people I'm sure are glad to hear. No snow in the forecast moving forward. Today, probably the windiest day of the week, like you mentioned, 28 mile an hour roughly, gusts going around Pullman. I know the number 4:02 p.m., not a number people want to see next to the word sunset, but it's going to get earlier and earlier as time moves on here the next few months, so just keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow, it'll be a little colder, but it'll be a lot less windy as well, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. So definitely a plus there. Low of 25, and you'll see as I get into the 5-day forecast, or the 5-cast, as some people like to call it around here, all of the lows you'll see are below freezing. So just be sure to keep an eye out for overnight frost, things like that. Now, if we go to the state map, not really a state map, given our virtual setting here, more of a radar of the state. It's this cloud system over the state of Washington. You'll see a giant gap in the middle of the state, and it's not covering the major cities. You see on the west side, you can see where Olympia and Seattle are roughly. They were clear today. They also had warmer temperatures, Seattle at 54, Olympia at 49, and about the same temperature as well for Tri-Cities and Yakima in that giant gap, like I mentioned, 52 for Tri-Cities, 49 for Yakima. And the edge of the cold front, like you were talking about, it's heading out of Washington. So where we got the last little bit of it as it's moving out of Pullman. Spokane, beg your pardon, 39 degrees. So similar to what Pullman's experiencing. And like I said, for the 5-day forecast, it's very similar numbers across the board. Tuesday through Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 39, low of 27, still below freezing. Like I said, Tuesday, may get some clouds here and there. Friday will also be partly cloudy, a little warmer though at 41, and then same thing for Saturday with some sun. So it won't be quite summer weather as some people like for their Saturday, but something to keep an eye on is we will have those lows below freezing. So just keep an eye out for that. And that's all I have for weather. So from Murrow News 8, I'm Asher Lyon from Great Falls, Montana. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Asher. Researchers have discovered the number of food insecure Washingtonians has doubled from 1.1 million to 2.2 million since the start of the pandemic. The Washington Food Survey team found that over 30% of people in Washington consider themselves to be struggling for food. The survey team says that number before the pandemic was closer to 15%.
The Carson College of Business has recently hired on a new staff member. Kylie Gibson has more on the story.
Thank you, Cameron. Yes, Washington State University's Carson College of Business appointed a new Chief Development Officer, Nick Delaney. He began his new position on November 16th. He is tasked with building on the college's success and to grow the popularity of its online MBA program. Part of Delaney's job is to develop relationships with Carson College alumni. Those relationships will help secure funding for the college and provide internship opportunities to current students. Delaney said he feels that his experience in development will help Carson College continue to grow its programs. The Carson College's online MBA program ranks in the top 5% of all U.S. online MBA programs, according to the U.S. News and World Report's 2020 rankings. Delaney said, quote, "I feel very fortunate and I'm grateful to the college and university that they offered me the position so that I can come back and help," end quote. Delaney said he is still living in Virginia, but will move back to Pullman when it is safe. Back to you guys.
Thank you. The third quarter statistics from the University of Washington Center for Real Estate Research came out today. The average price of a house in Whitman County is up roughly 11% to about $300,000 from 2019's third quarter. However, the sale and buildings of new homes in Whitman County has decreased.
Washington State Cougars have time till Sunday to recover and face USC. Alex Viviano has more for your sports update.
Thank you, Andrew. The WSU football game with 13th ranked USC is now at 4:30 on Sunday. It was moved from Saturday to give the Cougs more time to recover from the COVID outbreak that led to the cancellation of their Week 3 matchup with Stanford and the Apple Cup. WSU sits at 1-1, while Trojans are currently undefeated at 3-0. The Cougs returned to the hardwood last week, going 2-0, defeating Texas Southern and Eastern Washington. They continued their success from last year when they upset the 6th seed Colorado Buffaloes in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament, before it was canceled due to COVID. The Cougs begin conference play Wednesday when they travel to Corvallis to take on Oregon State. The WSU women begin their season Friday against Stanford, the number 2 ranked team in the country. Seattle Seahawks are currently entrenched in a battle with the Philadelphia Eagles on ESPN. The Seahawks' second straight primetime game after they beat the Cardinals to regain first place in the NFC West. The game is currently scoreless, and the Seahawks have the ball. The NFL is facing its toughest COVID test yet. They moved the Ravens-Steelers game to Wednesday night, almost a full week after it was originally slated to be played. On Thanksgiving, the Steelers have not had any positive tests. Baltimore is facing the loss of many starters, including their starting quarterback, 2 running backs, and 2 leading receivers. This has resulted in moving multiple games around across the entire league. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Alex. The Palouse Ridge Gold Club holiday sale will be starting this Wednesday from noon to 6. It will be opening on Thursday and Friday for the same hours. For their large savings on apparel and gear, you can find them at 1260 Palouse Ridge Drive. The sale will only allow 25% capacity. For the best selection, make sure you arrive early.
I think I might have to go to that, Cameron.
Me too, honestly. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Well, thanks for watching. If you missed this or any of our other previous newscasts, you can always catch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/mn8. And you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.